Oh dear, it's happened again. Hi guys, welcome to the next part of Let's Play Football Manager 2015, and yeah, number 2 sacking. Uh, got sacked from Newcastle a few years ago now. I've been sacked from Aston Villa. As you can tell, things have not improved from the last video. And yeah, one thing the game has seemed to want to tell me over the last few years is how I famously suffered the ignominy of being knocked out of the FA Cup by Aston Villa in 2017. It now went on to tell me that whilst I was at Aston Villa, and has now done so since. So what the game was essentially telling me is, you got knocked out by a shit team. You are now managing said shit team. You are now a laughingstock. I don't get it. It's not been great. So where are they in the league? I guess the first thing to discuss is they are, well, let's put it this way, we're in the bloody relegation zone. Admittedly, we're only 5 points off 10th. And it's another exceptionally tight league, but of course teams around us have lots of games in hand. Danny Welbeck is the top goal scorer, as you can see. Danny Ings, who now plays for Leeds United, and Diego Costa is the top 3, making that one up there. Got sacked on the 2nd of January, so we're now into 2022. I'll show you some of the transfers I brought in, then we'll treat this still like a sort of half-season review. So I actually ended up not bringing too many people in, if I'm honest, because I couldn't find anyone. It's all well and good having 40 for 50 million to spend on something, but if your scouts aren't great, or if if there aren't any realistic transfers you can make, then you're kind of screwed. We saw a lot of players like Wilson, Sane, Parika, just trying to get our money back off them, get them off the list. The wage list. Saw Peter Phillips, youngster, Ashley Barnes finally coming to an end. He's now at Barnsley, funnily enough. He did us proud, to be honest, Ashley Barnes. He was very good. He scored so many big games. Scored in so many big games. Aaron Lennon's also out. Jepperson still can't. Sorry, Jepperson won't leave. Can only get him on loan. So players then. So I found this guy. Again, without a bloody work permit, but it doesn't matter because he's only 18. It doesn't matter because he's not going to play in the first team. I think his name is Daiki Nishida. Please tell me if I'm mispronouncing that. Found him, I think my scouts again found him. I was travelling the Far East. Can't say much on him as it doesn't matter anymore. I also found this guy, and this kind of just summed up the failure really. Calvin Verdonk, who's a real player. Currently plays for Feyenoord. Oh, sorry, does he? Yeah, no, he's on loan at Dundee. Okay. Signed up for 7.5 million, and as you can see, an average rating of 6.65. Not very good. And lastly, Grant Hendry. I think who did I sign from? Inverness for $250,000. So, yeah, not great. As you can see, did all right there, and now we're on it. I think we've peaked again. I think the term is we peaked, and we're now on a downward slope. Or well, we were. I'm no longer a manager at Aston Villa, so I can't refer to them as we. I'm not going to go over all the games and stuff. I want to show you the goals, but because it's highly embarrassing. But I'm not being funny. Check out this start. Manchester United 2-1. Arsenal 2-1. Ipswich Town 2-1. Yes, Ipswich. That's 3 games at home. We lose them all 2-1. Then had to go to Anfield and lose 2-0. So not the okay, with the exception of Ipswich, which kind of was painful. We had a very, very difficult start. Yeah, let's make no bones about that. Come on, be fair there. Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, so we were rooted to the bottom of the table. But then we managed to sit 6 past Swansea. Unazi and Richings with the 2 goals. Then we got 5 put past us by Newcastle, so clearly what I'm doing is not right. And if I show you the formations then, whatever it does, I don't know why I have to jump down like that. I mean, put it this way, they have Theo Walcott, who is just... okay, yeah, I'm playing way too attacking. I know I was way too attacking, but I'm thinking, right, I can't figure out a way to outdo this defence, so I'm just going to take the Brendan Rodgers tactic of just, you score 4, we score 5. In this case, we only scored 2, but never mind. I think it might have just been me being lazy and not changing the tactic from that game, which is hence as why we scored 6. Happily though, we did beat Leeds 2-0. Then we lost 4-2 to Hull. But we then beat Man City 3-2, and this is what I mean. Warren Steer played, and yeah, Hendricks scored an own goal because he's Jarrett Hendricks and he's complete shite. We lost 1-0 to Reading at the Dayski. A couple of draws then with Huddersfield and West Brom, not particularly great. 1-0 against Everton, Bakuna scoring. 2-0 against Palace. You can start to really see, a pattern here. Very, very, very much. Warren Steer not performing well. Verdonk not great. Matthew Richings not great. Norwich 2-0. We won there, but then we lose against Chelsea away, but we managed to at least score, which I'm not too disappointed by. 3-2 against Derby, so that bought me a bit more time. 1-1 draw against Spurs, not too bad. But this is then when it just completely collapsed. 3-0 against Southampton, they're irritatingly good team. Battered us. Then 2-1 against QPR, I probably should have won that if I'm honest. Southampton, again we played them for some reason back to back virtually because of the weird fixture run-in. Jack Butland had a bit of a shocker, as you can see. And then the 4-0 drubbing against Arsenal was, for some reason, the last straw. They decided to sack me after going to the Emirates, which is blatantly fair enough. So, yeah. The West Bromwich Albion post is open. I'm tempted to go for that, but I'm probably not. I'm going to wait and see what comes up. Let's see what's open at the moment. So Zidane is at Napoli. I might look for that. Atletico, but to be honest with you, there's no point in looking at these jobs because I'm not going to get any of them. I'm potentially eyeing up that Rangers job. Maybe. I'll see what happens there. I'll wait for Ali McCoy, but again, I don't know if I'll get that or not. We'll just have to see. Everyone else is stable at the moment, so there's most of the Premiership managers. There's Steve Staunton at Palace, Steve Bruce at Derby, Jens Lehmann at Huddersfield, Steve Cotterill at Leeds, Brendan Fraudges is obviously at Liverpool, Cocu, Cocu at Man City, Slaven Bilic at Newcastle, Southgate at Swansea, Paul Robinson, not the former goalkeeper, that bloke, is now the manager of Tottenham. I think there's a few more as well. Hasn't come up, I don't think. There we go, there's a few more here. Mourinho still at Chelsea, Eddie Howe, Roberto Di Matteo at QPR. Sorry, Eddie Howe's at Norwich. Going a bit too quick for myself there. Any more? Lee Clark's at Arsenal, AVB at Manchester United. And untouchables are David Moyes at Everton, clearly. Stahl Solbakken at Hull and Gary Bowyer at Reading. Okay, so that's what I mean. Look how tight it is. Gary Bowyer, 5 points clear of us in 10th, is untouchable. I just got sacked. You know what I mean? That's how close it is, and maybe it was a bit silly. Well, to be honest with you, it was a bit of we were on a downward slope, and I think they took drastic, quick action. So, I'm going to have something a little bit different for you now. I'm going to pause this video, or recording this video, and I'm going to come back with the job that I actually took. You'll see it in a couple of moments, and prepare yourself for a bit of a surprise, actually. I think you might find this one very interesting indeed, because I do get a new job, and I think we've got something good going on here. See you in a second. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Derby County. So what happened here then, I'm sure you're wondering. So, well, let's get a few things clear straight away. We're still in the Premier League. What I've done is managed to guide, just about in the end, Derby County to safety in the Premier League. If we look over the club's history then, we go to managers. Steve Bruce was sacked not long after I was sacked, about a month or so, about 5 weeks after I was sacked. And I looked at Derby and I thought, hey, this league's quite tight, I might be able to do something with them. And, well, they just said they want me to avoid relegation, and that's what I've done. Can't ask for much more than that. Where is Steve Bruce now? The man with the big fat head. He is not, okay, he's unemployed. Okay, so I'll go over this team then very quickly, and I'll show you how we've all done and things. I'll introduce you to the team, and obviously I'll try and build my own over the next few years. So this is arranged by position, that would be quite handy. So very quickly, I'll go over the league before we do that. I'll very quickly go over the league. So QPR, Leeds and Palace was sent down. We managed to just avoid it. Aston Villa, they did finish above us, but only by a point. As you can see, our goal difference was considerably less, which is encouraging. Man United won the championship for the second year in a row. 6 points ahead of Chelsea, Liverpool in third, Manchester City in fourth, Arsenal fifth, Newcastle sixth, so they're keeping there or thereabout. West Brom in seventh, Tottenham in eighth, Everton in ninth, Hull in 10th. So, and the rest are all predictable. So, we've done alright, I don't think. We've done okay, I think. I'll say that one again properly. In terms of top goal scorers and things, because I know you guys like that, Mario Balotelli. Yeah, I know, I'll just pause while you laugh. Salomon Rondon with 17. Matthew Richings finishing with 15 in the end. Kennedy, who is a friggin' beast on this. He is unbelievably good. He just dominates games. Signed from Roma, Roma signed him from Fluminense for just under $4.5 million. Then Man United signed him for $21.5 million. He's going to be causing a few problems in the Premier League. Ferreira now is at Tottenham. Remember him, of course, from the Newcastle days. Abubakar's there. Julian Brandt's there. Danny Ings, Nathan. Remember Nathan? Jacob Murphy has a slightly rapey KSI sort of look face going on there. You know, that sort of weird face that KSI does. Sort of reminds me of that. But yeah, Balotelli. Why? Who says this game's realistic? Yeah, I know, I've heard that a million times. So, obviously the Cups were completely out of my reach. In fact, we got knocked out by Chelsea, which I'll show you in a moment. Obviously, we got knocked out in the fourth round by Bournemouth. That was, of course, way before I was there. So I'll show you the team now before we actually go over the results and things. So the two goalkeepers at the moment, we have Alex Smithies, who is someone that ever since about sort of FM11, FM12, people always seems aside. Good goalkeeper. Obviously, he's 32 now. He's been here since 2016-17. Signed for just under $2 million. Good goalkeeper. I think we've got a solid foundation. John Rogers, who's a regen, he's 23. It's all right. It's all right. Handy backup goalkeeper. There's going to be a fair few regens in here as well, as you want to point out. We've got Scott Malone, right back, signed from Millwall for £2.1 million. Obviously, I'm not going to say, because I put it this way, in terms of my reactions to most of these players, I'm just going to go, yeah, they're all right. For the most part. Carl Jenkinson is Carl Jenkinson. I think he's pants. Shane Duffy is the captain, I believe. Or is he? Let me just have a look. It's a club. Yep, Shane Duffy is the captain. He is currently, of course, in real life at Everton. I believe, let's see, where is he? 14, 15, yeah. I believe this probably is going to be his make or break season. As you can see on the game here is Salter Blackburn. James Tarkowski, good player. Handy little left back. These two make my sort of, what they call my sort of main front two, I guess. Inaki Martinez, who I've just realised, okay, bit of a spoiler alert. I'm going to be carrying on with Derby for the next few years now. And I've just realised he's on loan here. In about 3 years, I sign him on loan again. I'm sorry if I just totally stopped there and I had a bit of a mind. My mind just totally went blank. But I thought, oh my God, it's loaded my future team. No, it hasn't. It's just this guy. I actually do get him on loan again in about 2 or 3 years, completely unaware that he's already played. I didn't even look at his history. That was weird. That was really, really weird. Sorry about that, but spoiler alert if you're worried about that type of thing. Michael Hector, put it this way, I was never going to get sacked, obviously. From Jamaica, handy backup player. Ayman Gomez, the Egyptian, 21 years old. Has really good potential, this lad. Not the most consistent though, but I do expect that of someone of his age. Jeff Hendrick and Nabil Bentaleb here. The ultimate hipster player, as we all know. Very good player. Nabil Bentaleb, very handy in this, what is mostly a pretty shite team. Sean Cherry is a regen, I believe. Probably not going to keep all of him. Conor Mahoney, good player, this guy. Nice winger, my type of player. I do like him. Keep an eye out for him. I apologise if you can hear the rain on the window as well. I think that's hail, actually. Patrick Roberts, another hipster player. I just want to point out I've not made any signings yet. Yeah, for some reason, if you know all about football hipsters and things like that, apparently this guy is a hipster or something or other, or he's associated with football hipsterism. I don't know. Look it up on Google. Demarai Gray. Again, another nice winger that I can use, because I do like my wingers, I do like exploiting the flanks and so on. And so is this guy, Adam Forshaw. Getting on a bit now, I don't know how much longer I'll be able to use him. And then I have, of course, one of the big key players, Jesse Lingard. Really good player. Really, really good player. You know about him, probably. Where is he now at the moment? He's actually at Derby. They signed him for just under $1 million. Bargain, I say. Oh God, remember this guy, Biriki Mana, I think is how you pronounce it. Probably not going to keep hold of him too long, I don't think. I don't particularly rate him. I never rated him at Newcastle. And Ilicic, I think is how you pronounce that. He's come to the end of his road, I think. Be getting rid of him. Handy servant. George William, not great. I mean, yeah, I mean he's nice and versatile, but that's about it, if I'm honest. And then the big player of them all, Cesc Fabregas. He's on 78k a week. I mean, that's bloody expensive for a club of this size. He is unfortunately retiring at the end of the season. He's also going on free transfer, which makes no sense, but okay. He's 35. Derby signed him for a couple of years for just £1 million. He's done a job. Crazy, right? Vladimir Darida, Czech Republic international, 89 caps. Handy player, especially in that sort of attacking midfield role. I can also play as a striker. Could Joe Rayner? Very good question. He's a regen. Don't know if he'll make it or not. Has good potential, but I'm not sure at 20 years old on those stats. Nice physicals, but his technicals do appear to have or need a bit of work done to him. Stuart Perry. Yeah, very nice finishing. Only 23 years old, could be pretty good. Big key player. 20 acceleration, 17 off the ball. I like the look of this guy. Troy Deeney, 33 years old. Useful player? I don't think so. I'll probably bring someone else in. He's finished now, I think, Troy Deeney. It is 2022 after all. And lastly, another regen here. 16 finishing, 16 anticipation. Off the ball, teamwork, work rate, strength, stamina, all 16. Really like the look of this guy. Rocco Gallo, I think is how you pronounce that. Gallo or Gallo. Signed from Manchester City for just over £5 million with a part exchange. 18 goals he scored this season. He could be a big player for us. I'll show you my reserves very quickly as well. In terms of the highest potential we have, I want to show you another Todd. We of course know Colin Todd, a Derby legend. Hell, here's his son. No, not really. From Arnold in England. Wish that was from Austria. He's got 20 bravery, 16 determination. Usual stuff you see at a 16-year-old. But this guy, yeah, he could be... hopefully a really top quality player. Ben Barlow, goalkeeper, potentially a new backup to Smithies, because I don't think that Rodgers is great really. Lewis Isaacs, another one. Wayne Taylor, Stuart Watson, Jamie Wright, Sean Fisher, Luke Clifton. There's loads of good little players here. We've also got Charlie Mulgrew, who I'm going to be selling. He's 36 years old. I think he's retiring actually, I beg your pardon. He's 36. I did like Charlie Mulgrew when I did my Celtic save, of course, on FM 13, I think. That was Celtic in the Premier League, which was unfortunately a bit of a waste of time in the end, since we know how that ended. They are exceptionally mid-table. So yeah, that's Derby then. So let's go over the schedule. How did we do? So this is when I took over. So as you can see, Steve Bruce not doing a particularly great job here, sort of falling away. Yeah, as you can see, this was it here. This sort of landed them, this run, I guess. Well, let's go from out here. This run landed them in a bit of a relegation scrap. I think my first game was... Where was my first game? When did I actually come in? I can't remember. Have a look. Oh, no, I know. It was the Arsenal game. 0-0, that's right. We had this run here. So this is it. I'm not going to go over each one, since as you can see we only won 2 games. But a few highlights. It was holding Arsenal to 0-0 in my first game. I was quite proud of that. We then bizarrely played West Brom in the Europa League second knockout round. That was finished 4-4. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? Darida with 2 goals there, Gray with another. And Just a point to make as well. John Rogers is in goal, as you can see, for a lot of these games. Alex Smithies had a very bad injury. I don't think he even played. Did he play? Yeah, he played the last 2 games of the season. As you can see, the 1-1 at Anfield, which is another good result, and the 0-0, obviously, against Aston Villa. The only real defeat, there's 2 defeats, one to West Brom in the Europa League. As you can see, we never made it past the second knockout round, which I'm still pretty happy with, to be honest. The fact that we were just there to begin with. Not also, I think the Europa League distraction could have been bad for us. So I'm kind of happy that we lost that one. Still, I mean, what's that, like 7-5 on aggregate? Crazy. 0-0 against Tottenham. The only massive damaging defeat really was this 3-0 against Manchester United. A very rampant Manchester United. They're, of course, the champions. We never really stood much of a chance. The 2 wins we had, the 3-0 over Norwich, the Reader with 2, and Lingard with 1, and the victory as well at QPR, what's now known as QPR Stadium. Imaginative, eh? Derrida with a goal. In fact, who scored there, doesn't say. Andros Townsend scored for them, but we have Derrida, Gallo, and Lingard with the goals. But as you can see, this run was apparently enough for us to be safe. So yeah, that's going to be it. I think you are now completely up to date with that. We're at the new club, Derby County. I hope you'll enjoy future series of these. I think I've got a good feeling. I've really got a good feeling about this team. We can maybe get a bit of money in the summer. Who knows what could happen. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video as we take Derby into the Premier League. Steadily, hopefully, I say that. Hopefully we can still steady the ship now. We can hopefully finish a nice mid-table, perhaps even, dare I say, Europa League position. So we'll see what happens. Last point to mention on Derby. That just reminded me. If I go to the stages here, you may remember a few years ago they finished 4th. I want to try and replicate that. This team isn't too dissimilar to that very same team that got them there. So there's no reason why we can't do it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, give the video a like, and I will see you in February 2023 for the next update video. Goodbye.